Hi guys, welcome. For those who are new to me, my name is Adeola, and today we will be watching this video together by Cruz. And right now, it is currently titled "Are Virgins Really Hypocrites?" So, and it's really between professional sex workers in Nigeria versus virgins. So, let's dive right into it.
Please signify if you agree with the prompt. Most virgins are hypocrites.
Most virgins are hypocrites on a high level. Why are you a virgin? This thing called virgin is just like a culture to many, to these hypocrites, because they see someone like me as a devil. And they do almost similar thing with what I do. They actually don't know
How?
why they are virgin and what a virgin should or should not do.
Hmm.
Okay, now I mingle with men for their money as a profession. You also do the same. The difference is maybe you don't go to bed with them, but you do literally everything I'll do. They pay you actually sometimes to be with them, like maybe for a party. Some goes to go to party, go clubbing, and I find it so difficult to call them a virgin or to identify them as a virgin because literally everywhere I am, I see them there. So how exactly are you different from me?
Very different.
My name is Blessing. I'm 30 years old. I'm a professional sex worker. Growing up was very rosy for me, but then I mingled with friends that was wild. Though I wasn't influenced immediately, but I felt I was being caged. It was as if I was giving out, sex for free. I was kind of breaking up relationship 2 months, a week. I think there was a relationship that lasted for 2 days. In between I already had sex. So it became one of, being a fool. So I decided to professionalize it and make fortune out of it.
Some people think once
Oh, Auntie Blessing, oh. Auntie Blessing decided to monetize sex. What a profitable move. But I mean, she has, well, I guess that's her story, right? That's just her story. But I hope young girls are not watching her thinking, well, I mean, I'm having sex with my boyfriend for free, so let me start monetizing sex. Let me get him to pay me stuff. Because obviously, she should have been smarter when it comes to choosing those men. Like, she had a relationship with somebody for 2 days, 1 week. Like, obviously, you choose who, you go into relationships with first before even deciding to go to bed with them. But anyway, but Auntie Blessing, people are talking about you in the comment section. People are praying for your deliverance. They are calling you all sorts of names, which you can read about in the comment section in the original video by Cruz. But anyway, let's keep watching.
they are virgin, they are automatically heavenly beings.
They're going to
But they are
heaven.
forgetting to realize that it doesn't work that way. If you check very well history, you realize that most people that the God Almighty used are not virgins. Now, for example, now maybe party come. Now maybe the eye pass, I'm not doing nothing. But if you come to ask her about waiting they happen for party, how party they go, how bad things they go, she get more knowledge on that thing more than you will be saying you they do them. Now the thing is when you talk about a sin is not until when you just physically do it. For the fact that you
You
can think
think
about
it.
it, your thoughts is where sin starts from. Some of them will be they be virgin and they will be heavenly being. The only place we never get air space for inside their body now just their under. But every other place is open to the world. So tell me who is the saint and tell me who is the
That's
who is
why
the
they are
devil.
hypocrites.
So this is the first time I'm seeing a professional male sex worker, and I'm actually quite surprised that these guys came on the internet without any mask. Their voice not being altered. So, I mean, this shows that I guess sex is now something that is freely talked about now in Nigeria. But there's one thing this man said which is very flawed. It's like people just make assumptions and then they just exaggerate. So he talks about some virgins, they know more about the sexual work, right? So I don't know, maybe unless those virgins were in the room when the sexual activity was taking place, or maybe they were watching sexual videos online. I don't know how somebody can know more about you who is actually living that lifestyle. And yeah, there's just a lot of stuff that he says that it doesn't even make any sense. But obviously he needs to justify what he does. But let's keep listening.
Can the disagreeers now speak?
You're thinking of virgins in a religious point of view. There are a lot of people that keep their virginity not because of religion. A virgin is not a holy person. A virgin is simply the person that refuses to have sex. Simply. It's not, it has nothing to do with, they're a person like I am a person, you are a person. I'm capable of doing bad things, you're capable of doing bad things. So saying that they are hypocrites is, in as much as I'm a hypocrite, you are a hypocrite. Like, it's hypocritical from a person's standpoint, not from their virginity. Whether they have knack or they have not knack does not make them holier than anybody else.
Yes.
My name is Holier. I'm a student of Unilad.
In my case, I never saw a reason to have sex. That's why I abstained. That's why I stayed a virgin for so long. But it has nothing to do with my religion. It has nothing to do with my morality. Everything concerning sexuality should really be put down on a scale. Like, it shouldn't be so important in this modern age.
Hypocrisy is it's very vague. It's not so much of a specific word per se. But here's what I think. I agree with a lot of what we have been having, because there's so many people who have these ideologies of I've never had sex before. But holistically, there's so much that's going up in their mind. There's so much of their attitudes that are not aligned with that point of view. But I also believe that we still have people who have chose to follow this path of abstinence, celibacy, and all of that, and mirror it with the actions. Mirror it with how they interact with people. Mirror it. For example, you mentioned some people, how they look at you in a certain way. I bet you that there are more people doing that way, but there are still a tiny percentage of people who, regardless of the work that it is that you do, they have empathy first off. They are willing to have conversations. They're willing to see how a middle ground can be established. My name is Adriel Gene. I'm a stylist. I'm also a creative consultant. My stance on virginity is totally sponsored from the Word of God, right? So it means even if there was no other source than this same Word of God, it'll still be that. Not all are hypocrites. There are still people who choose to say, this is the path that I want to. I don't agree with what you are doing. I don't think it's right, but I'm going to focus on this life that I'm living, because
but that's the point.
Okay.
Why do you think what I'm doing, it's not right?
It's not that it's not right. It's just that it cannot be for that person. Like, it's not for me. Doesn't mean it's not right.
Exactly.
Because
That's the point. That's what makes them hypocrites. You don't choose not to do what you don't want to do and choose. And you're not telling me that the what I'm doing is wrong. No. Who are you to tell me that?
it might not.
No, because that's exactly the attitude or the word you just used on me now. For the
What
fact
word did
that
I use?
you said for the fact that what I'm doing
No, I
is
wasn't
not
referring
right.
to you. It was just a generic statement.
Exactly. I take it personal, bro.
It wasn't to you.
Okay.
So if you take it personal,
as
that's
a
not me.
representative,
That's not me.
As a representative, you just
Okay.
spoke to me that what I'm doing is wrong. How is it wrong?
The thing is
I
that
mean,
sex
okay.
is really a sacred thing, yeah?
To you?
Regardless.
you?
To the society.
No. But you just said, hold on. You just said that being a virgin is a personal something that you
Exactly.
choose. So why are you not centralizing or generalizing mine?
There's a reason why that
you're
part of
being
your
fair.
body is not
I don't
public.
think you're being fair. You chose to abstain from sex, and you see that as a personal decision. Then I choose to be a professional sex worker, and you see that as a sin. You see that as sacred.
It's actually a sin.
No.
If and let me have
Okay,
a conversation.
okay.
Why I think
Let's not deviate from the question.
Yeah.
I said that to her because she made it look like she's a saint by choosing. Hold on. You don't need to say it by word before.
I don't think she meant it.
Yeah, she said that indirectly.
For her to know what is black and white, she has an idea of what white and black is. So if she says this is black, whether you choose to
Clarify. This is who I am. whether you like it, hold on, whether you feel I'm attacking you or generalizing it or not, I'm not running away from the fact that I'm doing that actually.
Fine. I think we Christians have not had a good way to actually speak up to people, right? Our generation is getting better, but we have not felt so well at communicating what it is that we believe in. So firstly, it's how we communicate these things and how we are willing to give it time for these thoughts to ruminate and build like a stronghold in their heart. It's not going to be immediate. So what we want to do is we see that this is what you do, we want to castigate you, not knowing that it takes time for these words that we say to you to actually yield and form something. So that's why they have that standpoint that these guys are hypocrites.
We would appreciate if you
Ejiro Gane. So Ejiro seems to be the commenter's favorite person in the comment section, and people are calling him husband material and what have you. But I love how he speaks. He is, well spoken, very well spoken. But this is a very popular discussion about virgins being hypocrites. I think these guys are only talking about 0.5%, zero, not even 1%. 0.5% of virgins in Nigeria who are biologically, physiologically virgin, but intellectually and intellectually and just indirectly, they are no longer virgins. So I think these guys are only talking about the 0.5%. I think most virgins are really virgins for real. And like what Halia, so Halia, what she says about just being a virgin is just a personal choice. It has nothing to do with religion. It has nothing to do with, all these things, but it's just something that she just chose to do. And also the thing is, Aliyah is still very young though, so she is a student and she looks like a baby. She even still has like pimples and such. So she looks like she's like 18, 19. There's no way she can be more than 20 years old. She looks like she's between 17, because in Nigeria usually you graduate high school at like 15 or 16, and so you start university by 16, 17, by 20 you're done. That's if the no strikes, or no strikes, and just you actually spent the 4 years. So I'm guessing she's between 17 to 19. So really, most teenagers, 17, 18, 19 year olds in many parts of the world, they are still virgins. Yeah, some teenagers are having sex, but really it's only a tiny percentage. And I know this because I was a teenager once. So I mean, I think it's very normal for her to be a virgin. I think it would have been much better if they had brought a 25-year-old virgin. I don't know how old Ejiro is, but he looks like is in his early 20s as well. Early, maximum mid 20s. It cannot be more than 26. Yeah. But it would have been interesting if they had brought, like, let's say, a 30-year-old virgin, or a 28-year-old virgin, still looking to get married and waiting for marriage. But bringing on an 17, 18-year-old that's a virgin, well, I mean, you're supposed to be at that age. But anyway, but I do love how she speaks. She is also well spoken for a very young lady. So let's keep watching.
subscribe to the channel. We're trying to hit 50,000 subscribers in the first quarter of this year. Sex
Already
work
subscribed.
is a sin.
Sex work is actually a sin. I'm doing it doesn't mean I don't know what I'm doing, right? We all have our different mindsets. I can choose to say I want to have money, but I want to have it in this way. Now, I'm already aware of the consequences that are accompanying the lifestyle that I've chosen. But because this is the way I want to make it from, I choose a deaf ear to every other saying and focus on that direction. At the end of the day, maybe I might just ask for forgiveness or something like that, but it's really a sin.
Because our body is the temple of the Holy Ghost, as we are meant to believe in the Bible. So we are meant to keep our body for whoever I want to get married to. In as much as it's a sin, I still prefer being a sex worker because it's a fastest way of getting your money. If you look at the country we are today now, the only fastest job you can do is being a sex worker. That is why I still do it. I enjoy doing it.
I basically just said it's a sin because sin interrelated to religion. So according to religion, it is a sin. Simple.
The reason why you're honoring God is not for an end goal of somebody. So it means that whether you're married or not, whether you, for whatever reasons, you don't get to be married at all, This is God's word. This is God's commandment. This is what God will have you do, and that's what you sustain. But that's an aside. Firstly, it's about how much we honor the one who gave us the body that we're living in. Somebody mentioned the scripture about the body being a temple. So what do you do with the temple? You honor it. You don't desecrate it. It could be masturbation. It could be pornography. It could be this. It could be that. It's not just sex work. It's the whole it's the whole bracket.
Can the disagreeer now speak?
I'm doing a job I love doing, and I don't see any atom of sin in it. I'm simply doing my job. I do it to get money. I do it to have fun. So to me, it's not a sin.
It's her belief, basically. But I do feel like we should be honest with ourselves.
A sin comes from a religious point of view. It is. It's not an argument.
The man that was agreeing as well comes to understand that it is what it is. There are some advantages, there are disadvantages, and it happens.
When you talk about the word, and as the laws that are consigned around the world, you realize that it's a sin. But still, we do it because it's a job. I will still pray to God that, God, bless me as I'm going. Give me very good clients, that will pay me a good amount of money.
But do you think it's God that is offering you your clients?
No, I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
No, you're not just saying. He's God.
No, it's not.
Oh, he's who? Is it the
Do
devil?
you believe? How
Does
do you
God
believe?
give
How do you
someone
believe
clients?
Excuse me.
How
Is it not the
dare
Bible that
Jesus.
said before he formed you, he knew you?
that you would?
That what?
He knew
That
that
would
you were
be
going to do
what
all these things.
Exactly.
But you were formed in His image. Are you aware?
Ah, yeah, of course.
But definitely,
And that is
that is
why
not in His
anything
image.
I do comes from him.
No, I
Because I
disagree.
am formed in his image.
I disagree.
Oh.
Do you know why? Because you have the autonomy of choice. He says, I give you the life and death. Pick one. So it means that there is an option.
So does it mean
So
that
it
I
means
can actually do things anyhow I want to and God will just authorize it or just keep it
He will
there?
not authorize it. He has given you permission
That's
to pick
because
one or
it's a
two.
choice.
A or B.
Okay,
It's
so-
a choice.
And he
You
wouldn't
can't.
just take your
So you
life.
cannot.
Hold on, guys. Hold on. In a situation whereby there's no business, which doesn't happen to me, does it mean that God does not permit or the devil actually because I want to understand.
God is not the one blessing you. Because what? Devil has the capacity to engineer blessings.
You've not proven, you've not said anything.
A hired assassin. A hired assassin is given the opportunity to pay money to kill. So that they are killing, is it right or is it wrong?
Now,
Because
it
they're getting
hold
paid.
on.
Because they're
Now,
getting
hold
paid.
on. It depends.
Is it a sin or not?
Good. Some are being paid. If you're being paid to do a job, you're doing your job.
Even if he's killing.
Hold on. No matter what it is.
For real?
Exactly.
Agreement is agreement.
Brother.
For real?
You're doing business. Yes. Let's not be sentimental.
So it's God that is
Let's
bringing
not
that
be
business.
sentimental.
No, in life, you'll be sentimental.
Hold on. Being a sex worker, I'm actually hurting someone, direct or indirectly. Maybe a marriage, maybe a relationship. I'm actually hurting someone. But to me, I'm doing my job. It's not a sin. But to that person, maybe I'm committing a bigger crime. Same as assassin or any other job you find unwanting or unliking. Am I permitted to talk about our politicians?
No.
Are they doing you good at all?
No, they're not. They're
God,
not.
but they are enjoying they are doing their job. They are enjoying their life.
If God says this is not what He would have you do with your body, then you cannot say that same God is what He's blessing you.
Yes.
That's what I'm going to say.
God said I should not be a sex worker. Does the Bible say your body is a temple of the Holy Spirit and you shall not have sex?
You shall not have sex outside a container, which is what? Marriage.
My choice.
So my husband could.
Okay. Oh, sorry, guys. Let's go back to the beginning. Okay. Wow. Very interesting about sex being a sin. This one, I don't really have much to say. It looks like Blessing triggered a lot of people in the comment section. And that's why people are praying for her deliverance. So when it comes to sin, really, it's a personal conviction, right? You have to come to that conviction of being a sinner. So a perfect example is a man in the Bible called Saul, who we now know as Paul. So this man was doing his job of killing Christians. Well, then they were Jews. There was no such thing as Christianity back then. This man, he was doing his job. He loved it. He was passionate about it. I mean, he could just die on that thing, right? He didn't see it as a sin. There was nothing. There was no law against it. He was enjoying his job until God convicted him, right? Right. So I think when it comes to sinners. It doesn't matter if you're a sex worker, you're a corrupt politician, a corrupt employee, you are a rapist, you are a scammer, fraudster. Really, if you believe something is right, there's no sin in it. There's nothing anybody can say, not even a religious leader, nobody, not even their own parent. Like God has to convict, yeah. So they have to have that conviction in their hearts that, oh wow, all these years I've been living a life of sin, right? So really, we can't argue that, right? So she believes it's not a sin because she's doing her job, she's getting paid for it, she's enjoying it. There's nothing to say about it. And for the religious people, mostly I think they're all Christians, it would have been nice if all these platforms can bring in different religions, right? Not just one religion. Because in Nigeria we have more than one religion. So, but the Christians in the debate are saying that according to the Bible it's a sin, which is what Halia said. Yeah, according to the religious perspective, right? You can't even argue against that, because you are fornicating, you're committing adultery, which both are sins, right? According to the Christian religion. So there's nothing, even if you're getting paid for it, you are enjoying it. According to the Bible, which is what these guys are arguing, it's a sin.
My choice has made my life better.
My choice has made my life better in so many ways. As a sex worker, I've met a lot of prominent people, so many lovely people, people that on a normal day, I won't see them, I can't reach them one-on-one. But being a sex worker, this kind of people, they'll come down to your level. They want to dance to your tune because of what they want from you, and you too, you want something from them. There are some places I want to go, being that as a sales worker, I've met with this person one-on-one. We have had a transaction, a deal successful. That will make that person to quickly assist me in whatever I wish in within his reach.
I don't know if it's an album or a song. I think it's Skepta. It's called "Ignorance is Bliss," right? So, I have seen that play a part in my life where I've chosen not to know certain things that has been happening around my client. That has helped me, right? That has solidified my sanity.
In Nigeria, to be precise, there are certain things you cannot do if you don't have the connection. You just need one call, and your problem is gone. And I can tell you for a fact that this business gives you a good connection to that. These days, it's not by what you can do, your ability, how talented, how intellectual. That's a good, a good solid
Connectivity.
stand in life.
There was this job I was trying to get. I was trying, but I couldn't get it. But later on, I had a client that referred me to a client which I went to do massage for and all that, and then some misery things happened, and you all know the story. So all of a sudden, the connection was very strong. Wow. And could you believe that the person that I actually massage and had the misery with was the person that is the main founder of that area. And later, I was given a position that was more higher than the person that was supposed to employ me on that place. So if it's not for that, tell me, how would I have that connection? My machine gun can do some miracle that will actually give me some wonderful amounts of money that I can use to survive or take care of my family. So that's the reason why.
I mean, that's disagreeable, but there are other ways you can get.
No, there are other ways,
yeah,
but
I
at
just
that
wanted to put
moment,
that
the
in.
qualification wasn't up to getting that place.
I chose for myself to not to value sexuality in a sexualized world.
In a situation,
All right. So this part, I'll probably fast forward it. There really isn't much to this part, but these guys, these professional sex workers, are really making me rethink my my career, like my life choices. Cause damn, job opportunities, connections, getting getting. I mean, a job that that you've been chasing for so long, but because of one service because of one service, it's like you got this amazing job opportunity. Now this guy is being delusional by not admitting to what's going on in Nigeria. Yeah. The people really all you need really is just one phone call, and there is no other way that he could have gotten that position. It's all about who you know in Nigeria and what you can do for them. Like, what can you do for me first, and then okay, I will get you what you want. So this guy is just being delusional, really. Nigeria, it's like there are people who studied agricultural science, and somehow they are working in banking and finance, or they study something that has nothing to do with what they're doing. Case study, many politicians, right? It's like they don't even know what they're doing, they're not qualified for it, but somebody just made a phone call and that's it. So they went from here to like here, like, just one phone call. But anyway, so there's one thing this girl said, Halia. She said, she chose not to value sex in a sexualized world. So, like I said, she's still very young. She's like 18, maximum 19, but she looks like 17 though. So really, I mean, but it's really good though to have a young person there. So I'm guessing let's say she's 18, because I'm guessing you have to be 18 plus to be on this particular segment. So let's say she's 18. But yeah, we do live in a sexualized world, because without sex, how were you born? How were your parents born? Your grandparents, the generations before them. So it doesn't matter if we openly talk about sex now, or we live in an age where sex was a taboo. Like, you don't talk about it, you just do it in the privacy of your own room, right? We live in a sexualized world. There's nothing you can say about it. But anyway, so yeah, so these guys, they were just going back and forth on one subject. So let's just fast forward.
Sex work can have positive impact in the society.
I agree in the sense that when it comes to certain aspects of sexuality, they are not, the partner that you have may not be comfortable with whatever it is. They are who they are, you are who you are, and sometimes the partner that you can develop a family with is not necessarily the partner that you can try all your sexual orientation with, in that sense. So I feel like that's where sex workers come in. It's better off to go to someone that is only here for a transactionary motive than, let's say, Madam Sulia that is your neighbor, or that small girl you are not supposed to be looking at, or pedophilia or whatever. I feel that in the sense that it provides a service that needs to be provided.
Of course, sex work is very important and has positive impact in the society. Have you noticed or seen the high rate of rape, even with sex work or sex workers almost everywhere? Now, have you imagined if these people are not in existence? What's going to be the situation?
Sometime in marriage, some couple are very just like strangers. They happen not to communicate some deep part when it comes to the sexual aspect. And as a chiropractor, massage therapy, I have been able to communicate with a couple of people, and the way they open up to me is not the same way they open up to their partners. Some will say like, my husband couldn't do it this way, and sometimes I really want to let him know about how he's going to do it, but he's not going to take it, and he wouldn't want to listen. Taking it to the chiropractic part. For example, if you are very tired, you get a massage, just to rackle the body up. When you actually attach the sex at the end of it, which is kind of like the happy ending, it makes the brain and the thought believe that now you've gotten the end part of it, which is the main satisfaction. So sex is very important. Sex workers are very important. Some people doesn't want to leave their marriage because they love their partner, but their partners are not being able to deliver that particular pattern they want. So they instead get people that can sex them very well, but to stay in their marriage. And it also helps in connecting you to bigger levels, making you know more people, exposure. So that's the few points I can actually give at this moment.
Oh, this guy, I don't know what his name is, but his chiropractic license and massage therapist license need to be revoked immediately. Because number one, chiropractors they do adjustments, right? So bones, joints, what have you. So they crack you up and such. Massage therapists are the ones who will do the massage. I guess in some countries like Nigeria, you could be a chiropractor and you can also be a massage therapist. Um, you know, I've gone to you know chiropractors in my lifetime, having you know not so strong back from sleeping on like soft beds. And I had a physiotherapist, I had a chiropractor, and then I had a massage therapy. So they were different. But I guess in some countries, it's one profession. And yeah, so the way he explained about being a chiropractor and giving a happy ending, none of my chiropractors have ever given me a happy ending. None of my massage therapists gave me a happy ending. And when we had our session, I felt like, okay, this is the end. I didn't need any sexual penetration or any sexual activity to feel like, okay, I've reached the end of it. So I mean, if you're a sex worker, just admit it. Like going to chiropractic school, it's a very serious deal. Like it's like in some countries, for example, in Canada, it's very competitive. It's like really competitive because it's like it's because you're going into healthcare. So I don't understand how this guy is able to publicly come on a public platform and be like, I'm a chiropractor and I also give a happy ending. But anyway, let's listen to the disagreeous aspect. And also, so the two ladies, the Aliyah and Blessing, they said something about sex workers reducing rape and incest and sexual crimes. The thing is, right now we are still having rape, incest, and pedophiles and what have you in the society, even though there are sex workers, right? Sex workers everywhere. So, because people who patronize sex workers are not the same people who would rape their own children, right? They rape their own sons, daughters, nephews, nieces, the kid down the street because it's a mental health problem. So, those two people, those two clientels, they, they are completely different. So really having so saying that sex work has a positive impact on the society, I don't know how. Is it the diseases that's been spread? Is it the fact that a lot of homes, marriages are being broken? So I don't understand how they can have a positive impact on the society. But let's listen to the disagreeers aspect because I think it's quite interesting and eye opening.
Disagreeers speak now.
I think a lot of conversations are around insatiability, right? I think that's a valid point of view. But I'm on the divide that there is no level of being unsatisfied that communication cannot find a balance with. So the thing with sex is, no matter how transactional it is, there is a sort of attachment. So how do you then mirror the attachment you seemingly have with a partner, with a sexual partner who's not your partner? So why am I living with my wife? We can't do all that needs to be done, and then I go back. There's going to be a disconnect mentally.
There's a lot of challenges when it comes to a sex worker. It deprives you of a lot of things. Imagine
Oh no.
the love is not there because all he wants is sex. All the sex worker wanted from him is money. As a sex worker, there are some things you will not be thinking of. You will not be thinking of your future. You are there, you are making money. You can hardly find love.
Sex worker is a job on its own. They're not out there to look for love. I'm not out there to look for who is going to love me. I'm there to do my job as a professional sex worker. So what do I need your love for? I actually need your money. Except as a sex worker, you actually have a target. Okay, I will find someone that loves me, that I will love. Then you are in the wrong profession.
I actually think that's an advantage.
Exactly.
Because it's
So this is my
purely
job. I'm working to
transactional.
get money. to do other things for myself.
At the first place, you were talking about people that are not satisfied are the people that are going to
Sex workers.
exactly. So most time you are only paying a sacrifice to get what you want. You are not really satisfied
Life can
with
give you
what
100%.
you are doing. I mean, there are some lady you want to have as a wife. You marry them, you love them, the character is there, everything is there. But when it comes to that sex part, you are not just.
But can we
they are not
agree
the
that
type of-
can we agree that sexuality can be improved?
It can be improved, but trust me, you have
Depending
tried
on the
your best.
individual, hold on. For those that want to improve, not all. Have you seen a partner that will tell you, I can do threesome? Can your partner do that?
I don't currently have a partner.
Oh, okay, sorry. No, now, there are some partners that won't dare. I won't dare, no matter what he wants.
Yeah,
I
that's
won't
unreasonable.
improve in. What if that's
Not
what the man
necessarily
wants?
unreasonable. Let's just say it's not unreasonable. It's a sexual orientation. It's what you want for yourself in the bed. Stuff like BDSM, stuff that look crazy to your average person. If that's your sexual orientation, that's what you like. Assuming you're with a partner, you can communicate to some certain extent. But if this partner is not with you in that sexual orientation, there's no amount of
So my
communication.
question is, where is the line of sexual satisfaction if you're not getting a home per se? Where is the point at which you tick the box of satisfaction, or is it a never-ending thing? Is it you just keep on going?
Everybody has a targeted goal. Now, there's what they call time and chance. When you grow to a certain age, you'll be like, okay, I think I should be satisfied when I am 40. I should stop all this thing when I am 70. But for the meantime, this is what you use to help yourself to keep your relationship going. Because you don't want to make her feel like, you don't like her. Because if you're not getting sex outside, for example, now, somebody actually booked me for sex hour. Now, they pay like 250K for me to run through the night.
Wow.
And only what I can do is, move my waist 1, 2, 3, and then I come. And then the next thing, the person come, everything is down. The person will be like,
Do you
what's
even know your
this?
job? Then why am I here? Why did I even leave my home at first?
I'm not about that life, but okay, I say I want to try it. I want to be experimental.
I want
right?
to test it.
Yeah, I want to test those waters.
I want to know what it feels like.
Yeah, so I then go around like, oh, hi, this is where is the satisfaction?
Now, that's what I said. Within
Does
the
it
time.
ever end
From the sex worker, bro. From that
Does it
person
ever
you're
end?
getting that service from.
from one person?
What? It depends on you.
Really, we're just battling a case of insatiability. We're just battling wanting more, but going to the wrong sources. That really is what it is. We all want more, we all yearn for more. But the problem is when you try to get this more from a place that is not designed to fit in that more, you're just going to keep on searching. You're just going to keep on finding, waiting for the next guy, waiting for the next woman. You're not going to get satisfied. So that's why I asked the question, what's the benchmark for satisfaction? Because if you're going to the wrong source, you're not going to be satisfied. You keep on going, it's a cycle. Get it
A
from one
lot
person.
of guys don't patronize one sex worker. They patronize
So that's the goal.
different types of sex worker. They just want to have a taste.
For example, there is one girl I used to patronize when I normally, pay
My G.
to sex. But now I have been paid to be sexed. Now,
To be sexed.
the thing is, then I used to patronize just that girl. The reason is I am satisfied with what she's giving me.
Giving you.
Now, I go there, waiting I imagine before I go there, be say, I won't get we go knock me where, we go make me feel that angle.
We go boost
now,
you.
I don't reach there, she don't give me. Another day, I still need that same thing. I go to think of that feeling. I don't go that area again. I just still see. We think of the essence I want to go around. That's because I am satisfied with
Where
just
you
that
are.
one. But when I don't have that satisfaction on that same person, for example, you say you want to test around. What if you test now? That test when you test now same with the one you get for house.
I would like my child.
Oh my God. Okay, so the previous the disagreeers, they didn't actually answer the prompt properly, but the young boy Ejiro, so and the point he raised about wanting more and not being satisfied and such. I agree to an extent, but then what the young lady Aliyah said about, you can have a particular sexual preference and your partner, says no, no, like, being tied up, being choked, threesome and all these things. And like, she's saying no, or he's saying no, because that's their own personal belief. Like, I will never do this. And so what do? You go out and you pay somebody for it, or you have a girlfriend. But then sometimes, you have a girlfriend, and then she says yes to a few things and she says no to a few things. So what do? Go get one more girlfriend, and then now you have two, three side chicks. So I think, so that's where controlling your, like, just controlling your urges, emotions. I think that's where it really comes from, because it's all about managing your emotion and just controlling your emotion, and just saying no to yourself sometimes. But yeah, but I guess that's the job of the sex workers. Like, okay, so this is what my client wants, this is what my client likes, and so this is what I will give my client. And maybe sometimes some clients will go try out different sex workers, because one sex worker is really good in this aspect, the other sex worker is good in that aspect, the other sex worker is good in that aspect. Because for some men, sex is like, I guess it's like a game. It's something like, that they feel, okay, so this is trending. Okay, let me try that. But obviously, I'm not gonna try it with my wife, because she's gonna go, what? Or this is trending, that's trending. So, and also there's also something called sex addiction. So this wasn't even discussed at all, but I think they touched on it very briefly, because if you're addicted to sex, it doesn't matter if you married, the best sex partner in the world, right? But if your partner gets exhausted from having sex with you all the time, then it's like sometimes you have to go outside and get somebody else. Or if your partner isn't physically able, maybe she is sick, she's going through postpartum, she's pregnant, she's always tired all the time, then, I mean, so again, that goes back to just having control. That's it. Just having control. But pretty much that's it. But let's listen to this. I believe it's the last prompt. Let's listen.
To be like me.
I personally am a virgin by choice. I follow my true calling. I follow my choice. That is why I'd like my child to be like me, to follow their choice. I don't mind if you have sex before marriage, but don't be running around doing all the wrong things. Like, your morality is more important than whether or not you have sex or not.
The scripture says, train up your child in the way that he should go. When he or she is young, they will not depart from it. So I've been brought up in that ideology. And it's an analogy that I've tested. So it's not an analogy that I've foolishly followed. I have at one point tried to reason it out. I want my children to honor God's word, keep their body, love their partners. They don't need to go out to get whatever form of satisfaction they can get it where in the context of marriage. And yeah, that's my point.
Can the disagreeers speak now?
The life has taught me a lot, and I've seen a lot, and I've gone through a lot of parts. And
Yeah.
so when I'm inside, I teach my son or my daughter how I want them to grow. Though they have their choice to make, but this is what I display. This is the character I give to them to see. So they don't be like, my father was the one that showed me this type of character. That's why I'm following this character. Where you are might not be where you actually wanted to be, but situation actually brought you there. So for the fact that you are not comfortable at that moment, instead, for example, now, when they give birth to us, they be like, our mothers will be like, my child is going to be a lawyer. This one is going to be a nurse. This one will be a doctor. But at the end of the day, we are not like that, because the places we go to, the environment we stay, what we learn is what will shape us. The child might be saying, I want to be like my father. He doesn't know who his father is. His father is just showing him the character that, he wants to show him. What if I'm a killer somewhere else and then I come home, I'm the perfect dad everybody wants to, have?
Go. No, it's a lot. As you're repairing or you're giving morals at home, someone else out there, as they step out,
they come out everything.
is doing their own. So that they are impacting positively or negatively. It's either an adult is doing the job for you, or someone's child is helping you as an agent do the remaining out there. So I grew up learning. I learned from the hard way, and I chose my choice. I chose my lifestyle. Yeah, I chose my path, which I'm not regretting that I did. But I don't want my child to be like me, because I don't know the path. Life is going to teach you a lesson, whether you like it or yes. Yeah. So, and a prayer of every parent is the child should be a better version be better than me. So to me, I'm good. My child will grow up to, see or learn whatever he or she wants to. They will make their choices. But my prayer is for them to be a better version, to make a decision whether the society see it good or bad, as far as they are proud of what they do and they enjoy what they do. I'm good. I'm tired of this. I have a friend that attempted suicide twice. But somehow, she just keeps surviving it.
And that's why I'm asking, would you prefer
No,
them to go
I
into
would
that
prefer
sex
them
work?
take the option that is upfront.
Like I say, the training that I've given to them when they were young till their point of making choice and everything, it's enough for them to make their decision for themselves. Because even if I make a choice for them and it went wrong at the end of the day, I will be
Still fall
blamed for
on you.
it. So whatever consequences that come from the decision they make, they
on
are
them.
themselves
It's
to
on
blame,
them,
not
yeah.
me. You can choose to live a life of your choice, but you can't choose the consequences that will
They'll
accompany
come
the
with
life
it.
you've chosen.
Virginity is not a metric for measuring morality.
Well,
So for the previous prompt, I really don't have much to say about that. Yeah, because both sides they have their own in terms of having their children grow up to be just like them, or having their children grow up to be a much better version of them after teaching them. But yeah, but it's quite interesting though to see that the sex workers are saying that they hope that their children do not follow in their own path, in their own footsteps, even though they didn't follow their parents' path or footsteps, but they found themselves doing this job because of the situation of the economy. So, which we know that Nigeria it is regressing, it's not progressing. So who knows? Maybe 20 years from now, what the economy situation in the country will be like, and who knows if their children will even turn out to be worse. Maybe there will be pimps, and instead of physically performing the sexual acts, they will be pimping girls and boys out. But you know, anyway, let's move on to the final prompts.
except from the point of religion, but as a person, virginity is a choice. It's not by your morality. You just choose not to have sex. Whether whatever reason they may be, whether that's your sexual orientation, you are asexual, or whatever. For example, let's take somebody that's asexual. They don't enjoy sex. That's who they are as a person. So they abstain from virginity. From sex doesn't mean that that person is holy. It doesn't mean that person is not lying, that person is not stealing. They just simply chose not to have sex. The idea of a virgin is strongly associated with religion. You can be moral and not be a virgin. It's your morality that's more important than your sexuality.
Virginity to me is like a culture. So that doesn't have or reflect in any way in their behavior.
At all.
There used to be a time where before marriage, you have to be tested whether you're a virgin or not.
They still do it now.
In such a scenario, maybe the lady just wants to wait for that test to be positive on that day. But that's not going to keep her from, living her life, having her fun, going around with friends. If it's the person that maybe wants to get one or two favors from men, moving around from men. And that's why I said there are some people where you see them doing exactly what sex workers do. The only thing is that penetration. In fact, some people go even give you head. Trust me. Some will use their mouth in exchange for their vagina. Sorry for that word.
That's fine. That's a word now. Holding on to this part of your life, which is virginity, celibacy, abstinence, is so important. It doesn't in any way mirror how you could be a terrible person. It doesn't even make you a better person than another person, but it makes you more of a yielded person because of your values, right? But in the long run, it doesn't make you better than Mr. A just because of that part of your life is sorted. Because, holistically, you can still be a very terrible person.
In spirituality, virginity is a very high key.
Yes,
now,
it is.
If you are serving God, virginity is very good as well. Now, even in the black side, in the devil side, virginity is also a key. Now, you can be able to command some spiritual powers if you are a virgin.
Yes. Take Uru, for example.
Exactly.
Can the disagreeer now speak?
Most times, that person that even keep her virginity, at the end of the day, she might not even be able to satisfy her husband. The person that you are expecting that, this person is a virgin, by the time I marry her, she will be very good, she'll be a good housewife, she will not misbehave. That same person should be doing more bad things than the person that is virgin a long time has been doing.
You actually agree with
You
us?
actually agree
No,
with
I
us.
disagree though that
No, your statement agreed with
I'm
us.
trying to.
All right, guys. So thank you for watching all the way to the end. Yeah, so the last prompt about virginity not being a metric for measuring morality, I think that is very good because in many cultures, knowing that a girl, and it's always placed on the girl, never on the boy, knowing that the girl is a virgin automatically makes her holy and moral, makes her to be more superior than the other girls, and that's why you have so many girls now who feel like that they are superior because they are virgins, and I think that's why this lady. Miss Blessing here feels very triggered because she has been talked down on by so-called virgins who were only physiologically or biologically virgins, but really they are not virgins in many other aspects. So I think that's why she feels very angry. But yeah, because even like you think about the Virgin Mary, the virgin birth. You think about virgins being used as for rituals, sacrifices. It's always virgin girls. Rarely, 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 rarely do you ever hear about virgin boys. But yeah, but yeah, this was quite an interesting conversation to be had in Nigeria, even though there are so many so many things going on in that country that could be discussed. But I look forward to the other debate that Cruz will have in the future. I hope they will bring something on about gender roles, about the roles and responsibilities of the youth, children, hygiene. Yeah, hygiene, that's very important. Hygiene, education, technology, of course, politics, um, social development, technology. I think I mentioned that. Just so many other things. So about nature, about pollution. Pollution right now, many cities in Nigeria. Pollution, renewable energy, clean air, health. I think those things really will be a really intellectual conversation. And kudos to the person who typed out the caption because I noticed that she really typed them out, even though sometimes the pronunciation was off, but the person typed it out correctly. So I wish Nollywood movies will hire this person to type out their caption. But yeah, but just that attention to detail in this one, very good. Kudos to you. All right, guys, thank you for watching this. And if you have any comments regarding this video, please do drop it in the comment section below. And please do make sure that you actually watch the video. You can watch the original video because I fast forwarded a little bit in this video. You can was it? Yeah, you can watch your original video, but please do make sure that you're commenting about the video, not about the thumbnail or about the title or about the first 2 minutes. Actually watch. Okay, thank you and see you in the next video. Ciao.